Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is your boy James, aka Hollywood J Black, live in the building once again. And it is week 2, and it's NFL season time, so you know what that means. It's time for that NFL preview. And I am not alone on this venture. I got my main man, Mr. Sinister himself, Big MF and Sid is in the building. How you doing, sir? How you doing?
I am doing good. I am doing well. And how are you doing, my friend?
It is a Thursday night here in the city, rainy than a mofo. But that's not going to stop you, nor I, or anybody from getting this thing cracking. So, last week, if you tuned into the show, we were talking about the AFC and the NFC East. This week, we are going to go right down to the nitty-gritty, to the great white north, the North, and we're going to talk about the AFC and NFC North. We got 8 teams on deck as usual. We're going to start with the NFC North.
NFC, my friend.
We're going to start with the NFC North. Last year, we called the biggest shot that no broadcaster casted. No ESPN didn't even have this on their books. ABC, Fox, none of them fools. None of them had the audacity to call the Bears the best team in the NFC North and say that they were going to have the record that they were going to have. Me and Big Sin called it. Me and Big Sin. We go back.
Let me just say one thing. I said 13-3. They went 12-4. I damn near hit that bullseye.
Yeah. Hey, well, I said 12. I think I said 11-5 or 12-4. I said 13-3. I said it's either going to be one of the three. We hit it. We said they were going to win the NFC North. The Khalil Mack trade changed everything about the Chicago Bears. But we'll get into that in a second. But we also predicted the demise of the Green Bay Packers last year. Am I right? That is something that we predicted and nailed. We got that shit right on the fucking money. We'll get to that. Now we got to have a discussion. Let's get to the first team that's on deck.
The first team on deck we will be talking about is Matt Patricia's Detroit Lions.
Yes. The Detroit Lions, who put out their greatest showing against the New England Patriots that year and then fizzled out after that.
Yeah, they went 6-10 last year. So in the offseason, they were going with some of their key. Well, let's just talk. Me and James just talked about it. Neither one of us knew this, but the Cooter man, Jim Bob Cooter, got fired.
That Cooter man is gone. Jim Bob Cooter is out of there. Part of the reason why that offense was lethargic, he was supposed to come in and revive Matt Stafford's career. And they turned into a run first, pass second offense. Matt Stafford still ended up accidentally putting up almost 4,000 yards accidentally.
Yep.
With no wide receivers. None.
All right. So some of their key offseason additions include Connor Cook, who was a backup quarterback in Cincinnati. You got Danny Amendola, Trey Flowers, Jesse James. You got Logan Thomas. They just signed C.J. Anderson and Tom Savage. Let's see. They signed P.J. Johnson, Isaac Nayutu from Georgia. They got that tight end going. They picked up Jermaine Kearse from the Jets, who was actually pretty good on the Jets last year. Yeah,
he was.
And the most recent signing, they signed Mike Daniels, the former defensive tackle from Green Bay. Now they lost Glover Quinn. They lost Bruce Ellington to the Patriots. They lost P.J. Lang. But other than that, they really did. They released Connor Cook. My bad. I shouldn't even brought him up.
Damn.
Oh, yes. And today, they cut Theo Riddick, who went and signed with the Denver Broncos minutes after being cut.
Well, the C.J. Anderson signing was probably, to me, the most interesting one, right?
Well, that's why they released Riddick. Because they signed C.J. Anderson.
Yeah. So, but people don't realize about. I hope a lot of people were watching the playoffs last year, watching the tail end of the NFL season last year with the LA Rams. When Todd Gurley went down with that injury, C.J. Anderson really picked up the mantle and carried them into the playoffs. He had some flashes of greatness when they actually played him in the Super Bowl, oddly enough.
Yeah, because he has always succeeded against the New England Patriots.
Yeah. And so my thoughts around it were very simple. If he gets a shot to be a number one running cowbell back with another team, he just might show somebody some things.
And that could be this year at Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never doubted C.J. Anderson's talent. I hated the running back by committee thing in Denver when he was there because it's like Denver didn't want to commit to any running back.
Well, if it wasn't for him, Osweiler would have never took them to the playoffs. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They were that bad. I mean, hell, C.J. Anderson was there when Peyton Manning was.
Remember, that's the year Osweiler took them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Then they said, "Oh, Peyton, we'll put you out there so you can win a Super Bowl."
Yeah, that really had to destroy that man's psyche, and that was so bad too. I felt bad for Osweiler. Like you were pretty much handed the keys to this team,
and they traded him.
Yep.
And now he's back in Denver, still not doing nothing.
Nope.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Right, so let's go over. Well,
no. So I was saying. So let's talk. Let's talk about the Lions as a whole last year. So Stafford again accidentally made the playoffs. I mean, not at the playoffs. Accidentally had 4,000 yards passing. The running game was non-existent, which is pure Detroit Lions. They haven't had a running back since Barry Sanders. They've barely been lost since no Calvin Johnson. They haven't had a number one receiver. And you think it makes you think, right? Because Matt Millen, drafted 4 wide receivers in a row at one point. He drafted 2 Williams, somebody else, and then Calvin Johnson.
Yep.
And it seems like, we're not going to draft another wide receiver in the history of ever. We're not in the Matt Millen era. And that's exactly what happened. I don't remember the Lions ever drafting a receiver after that.
Oh, let me see. Let me look at the draft from this year. They drafted a wide receiver in the 6th round named Travis Fulgham.
Woohoo! The 6th round.
But that's the only receiver they drafted.
I don't know what the hell is going on. I mean, I know Matt Stafford can work magic, okay? I know that he can. But the fact that they can.
Here's their wide receivers' death lineup as of right now. We have Deontay Alexander, Danny Amendola, Jonathan Duhart, Travis Fulgham, Kenny Golladay, Andy Jones, Marvin Jones, Jermaine Kearse, Tom Kennedy, Chris Lacey, and Brandon Powell.
I know like 4 of those dudes.
And Danny Amendola is probably the best receiver on the team.
Which also tells you a lot.
Hey, he won 2 Super Bowls with the Patriots.
They need to sign a big, bad receiver somewhere. Somebody that's reliable. You see where that's leading them. The Detroit Lions are a mess as a whole.
The problem with that is the New Orleans Saints just kind of fucked everybody with that Mike Thomas deal.
Well, let me ask you something, sir. Do you think that Mike Thomas was worth $20 million a year?
Has he played a full season in his career?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it last year just a poster year for him?
Yeah.
So off of 1 year, after 1 great year and 2 previous up and down years, you're going to give him $100 million?
Market dictates it. So then the question you have to ask, would somebody have given Michael Thomas with his performance last year, over the last year and a half, would somebody have given Michael Thomas a $100 million contract? I think I would take the say yes.
I think somebody would have gave him a 70 plus with 50 mil guaranteed. Yes.
I think a team that needs a wide receiver. I think a Detroit would have gave him $100 million to pair him with Matt Stafford.
Well, what's going to be interesting here, and the rumblings are there, is the fact that I know we'll talk about them in 2 weeks. Melvin Gordon.
The Chargers
is demanding a trade.
Yeah, if he doesn't get his money. Which his first year he was trash. His second year he was phenomenal. His third year he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So,
but he saw his buddy Gurley get paid. Now he wants to get paid. That's what it is.
I can't blame him because at least he's more consistent than Gurley. Let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah, Gurley stopped playing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think he was hurt, but they just didn't want to admit it.
No, he was hurt. They admitted it well after. Oh, he has arthritis in his knee. Oh, okay. You could have told us.
Give him $130 million.
Yeah. We knew he had arthritis in his knee 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, but it's cool. No biggie.
I got arthritis in my knee. Can I get $130 million?
but we're gonna slack Bill Belichick for not giving us his full injury report. But let's not tell anyone at all that Todd Gurley has arthritis in his knee, and we're still playing him.
Since you brought the man's name up, I'm gonna do you like you were doing with Kaepernick last year. Since you brought up Bill Belichick. How big a smile on Rob Gronkowski's face is there when Bill Belichick told a 69 joke during a press conference?
Yes. God damn it. Freaking, oh, man. Man, let me tell you something, right? I was like, wow. I was like, here we go. Here we go. Here we freaking go.
All right, anyway. So let's go over this Detroit Lions schedule real quick.
Yep.
All right, here we go. We have at the Arizona Cardinals, at home against the Chargers, at the Eagles, at home against the Chiefs. Then they have a bye week. Then they're at Green Bay, at home against Minnesota and then New York. Then at Oakland, at Chicago, home against Dallas, at Washington, home against Chicago, at Minnesota, and Tampa, at Denver, and they finish the season with the Green Bay Packers.
That whole schedule is nasty.
What the fuck is Ring Central Coliseum?
Ring Central Coliseum?
Yes.
Whereas they said they're playing.
That's at that's what they named the baseball stadium in Oakland. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I guess that's where the Raiders are playing this year.
Yes, the Ring Central Coliseum. Yes. It's all bad. Hold on. Oh yes. So I don't like that schedule. That's 3-13. 4-12. Like that's bad.
Even a revamped Lions team?
Yeah. All right, so you got to play the Bears twice, right? Because the Bears, they're the same Bears team, and the Lions didn't really get better. They got to play an angry Packers team. They got to play John Gruden's Oakland team with all these number one draft picks. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
So what are you predicting next season to be?
I want to say 4-12.
4-12?
4-12. I don't like it. I don't see any improvement. I don't see where some wins can come out of. I don't think they can beat any of the division rivals.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. I am going to trust the process. I am going to trust Matt Patricia in his second year as the head coach of the Detroit Football Lions, and I believe they will be a mediocre team at 8-8.
They're going to be the new Miami Dolphins, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Anywho, so moving on with the NFC North, a team that only finished above them because they tied one game. The Green Bay Packers with a 6-9-1 record in 2018.
Oh, by the way, Tobin says 3-13.
Tobias.
So the Packers are an interesting conundrum. They have the self-proclaimed greatest quarterback in the NFL, self-proclaimed. Knowing that I feel that Patrick Mahomes has surpassed anything Aaron Rodgers can do, but that's a different story altogether.
Well, I got one thing to say right here.
What? Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. I'm just telling you that the pundits will tell you that Aaron Rodgers is a better is the greatest quarterback of our generation. That's what the pundits will tell you. They'll tell a man.
The pundits will also tell you Hillary Clinton had a chance.
The pundits will tell you that Aaron Rodgers is more talented than Tom Brady, even though Tom Brady has a 10 times better record, has more yardage, more touchdowns, and overall has won Super Bowls? That is.
Oh wait! You know what else Tom Brady has? More
What?
consecutive complete seasons than Aaron Rodgers has ever played in his life.
But yet, when I think of Aaron Rodgers and I think of all the failures, it reminds me of that scene from the Black Panther where he old boy grabs T'Challa and he says, "Is this your king?" That's what I feel like. Everybody tries to kiss up on Aaron Rodgers' ass. Is this your king, huh? With his broken collarbone.
Aaron Rodgers has taken the moniker from Peyton Manning of a great regular season quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, Aaron Rodgers wasn't the same last year ever since he was doped up in that Chicago game.
Hey, they drugged that motherfucker up so good he came back and won. That's what he did.
Had that nigga looking like Adam Gase, remember? When they hit the dude in that interview? Yeah, we came back. We everything was all right. Everything was good. We won it. And yeah.
All right, so let's talk about some of the additions to the Packers. They got Adrian Amos from the Bears, Preston Smith, Zadarius Smith, Billy Turner. For some reason, they went and signed a kicker from Seattle named Sam Ficken. Chandon Sullivan, JaVale Davis, Mike Tyson. Oh, snap. The Green Bay Packers are going to be the best.
The best ever.
And Corey Grant.
Okay, well then.
But they lost. Byron Bell, Bashard Beelan, Kendall Bryce, Abraham Kendall, Randall Cobb, Devin House, Lance Kendricks, Mercedes Lewis, Clay Matthews III, Eddie Pleasant, Jake Ryan, Muhammad Wilkinson, Geronimo Allison, Fadal Brown, Reggie Gilbert, Jay Camel, Jason McCray, Lucas Patrick, and Robert Toyman.
Remember when Randall Cobb was amazing? Remember when Clay Matthews was amazing? Remember when AJ Hawk was still on the team?
Clay Matthews is going to get a resurgence to his career playing behind Aaron Donald in that Rams team.
Clay Matthews is already being prepped for all the flags he's going to get this year for doing nothing, okay? That's what Clay Matthews is.
Okay, we got to be real here. Part of Green Bay's issues last year were those bad calls against Clay Matthews. They lost like 4 games because of fucking stupid penalties.
It's like we cut you. We're cutting you. Why? It's not because we don't like you. We like you very much. 4 games on call. He lost his 4 games on hit on quarterbacks that got stopped being called after week 5. So we were 1-4. But I'm just saying, like, those are some of the stupidest calls in NFL history. Nigga, like, breathe on the quarterback. Flag on the play.
It was always at the end of the game. Always at the end of the game.
I feel like Tim Donaghy from the NBA was calling him bets for the game. That's what it makes me feel like.
All right, so the Green Bay Packers, they did not do much to improve. They did not do much to do anything. The only way this team frustrates me because so many people are fucking on Aaron Rodgers. It's fucking ridiculous. The dude has done nothing. He's won 1 Super Bowl. 1. It ain't like he ain't had talent around him. 1.
How many Super Bowls?
1. You see, you can't even do like fucking Ty Dillinger. He just goes.
You gotta be like, not 1, not 2, not 3. Oh, but 1.
Kobe just said.
He said over 0-17, they're gonna lose the bye week. Oh my God.
All right, you ready to get into their schedule here?
Yes. My
1.
God.
1.
1.
All right, here we go. They start the season at Chicago, then they're home against Minnesota, then home against Denver, then home against Philadelphia, then they're at Dallas, and they're home against Detroit, home against Oakland. Hold the fuck on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 home games in the first 7 weeks of the season.
Because probably the NFL doesn't want to travel in the dead of winter to Green Bay.
Then they're at Kansas City, then they're at the Chargers, then they got the Panthers, then their bye week, then they're at San Francisco, at the Giants, home against the Redskins, home against the Bears, at Minnesota, and at Detroit.
All right. 9-7.
9-7?
Yep.
No ties this year for the Packers?
Nope. Plus, we don't have to worry about them losing to the Cardinals. So, 9-7. Oh, I said it.
So I am going to go with the record of 5-11.
Oh, he was at 5-11. He said they're going to get worse. Jesus.
They did nothing to improve. Nothing.
Well, Aaron Rodgers being alive gives them...
Aaron Rodgers is going to get hurt like week 3.
Probably. But he'll still... Once they figure out to give him some more of those painkillers and keep it in stock, they'll be fine. They'll keep him upright for a few games. 9-7.
Nice.
Be nice. They're not going to make the playoffs, but 9-7.
No. 5-12. 5-11.
Well, if it's Toby, they're going to lose the bye week, so 5-12. Well.
Yes. All right, so let's move on to another team who did absolutely nothing this offseason, the Minnesota Vikings.
So Toby says, all jokes aside, 8-8. It's fair. It's fair. It's
the
fair.
Minnesota Vikings did absolutely nothing this offseason.
True, but towards the end of the season, they did realize that they actually have a running game. That's right. They fired their offensive coordinator, realized, hey, we have 2 really good running backs in our backfield. Maybe we should see what happens when we use them. And sure enough, they went, 5-2 down the stretch?
Something like that. They ended the season at an 8-7 record. No, they lost their last game. At home, they were 5-3. Away, they were 3-4. Remember, they had the tie against the Packers last year.
Yeah. So the big loss at the end, it was winning your in against Chicago and losing your out against Chicago, and they lost, and so they were out.
This running back core you're speaking of, are you talking about Dalvin Cook and yeah, they let the other guy go.
Who, Murray?
Yep.
Did they get another running back?
They drafted Alexander Mattinson from Boise State.
Oh, Mattinson's actually a really good running back.
But he was a compensatory pick from the Ravens.
Yeah, but he's actually a really good running back. I don't know in this offense, but he's a really good running back.
Here's what they have at running back now. Amir Abdullah, Kahiri Blasingale, Mike Boone, Dalvin Cook, C.J. Ham, D'Angelo Henderson, and Alexander Mattinson.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook is going to be the cowbell boy back there. Which, if you look at Cook's stats from last year, they were actually impressive for having to share time with Latavius Murray.
Well, Kirk Cousins would just keep on throwing the ball to Adam Thielen, which he stopped doing halfway through the season last year.
That's because Adam Thielen got hurt.
Shh, you don't know that. You just saying that because you're white.
All the white receivers got hurt last year.
Except Julian Edelman.
That's because he's the Iron Man. He's not a receiver. He's a god. Oh.
But no, let's be real. They have Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen. They have a great wide receiver duo.
Yep.
The running back he's going to need Dalvin Cook is going to need to stay healthy this year.
Yeah. They're going to need to give him the ball.
Yeah. And they're going to need to keep Kirk Cousins from killing himself.
Yeah. That's very true. Which is going to all be done by running the ball. That should be the name. The law of this year should be run the fucking football.
No, the Cowboys don't believe in that. That's why they're not paying Ezekiel Elliott. Okay.
But yet when Ezekiel Elliott is on the field, they do pay his ass.
You don't know that.
I mean, they do play his ass. They don't pay his ass. They play him.
Exactly. Jerry Jones hates running backs. Anyway,
ask Emmitt Smith. And it's a true story. True fucking story. Go look up the Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Marco Irvin saga, and if for those that aren't in the know, look it up, find it. You'll be pleasantly surprised or dissatisfied. All right, so what's their schedule? What's the Vikings schedule?
All right, here we go. They start off the season at Atlanta. Now, home against Atlanta, then at Green Bay, home against the Raiders, at Chicago, at the Giants, home against the Eagles, at Detroit, home against Washington, at Kansas City, at Dallas, home against Denver, then at Seattle, then home against Detroit, then at the Chargers, home against the Packers and the Bears.
That's an impressive homestand right there. You're going to be fighting to get into the playoffs against the Packers and the Bears. So 9-7.
I agree with you there, my friend. I was typing 9-7 under my name as you said it.
The reason why is that I think they'll trade off wins with their division rivals, especially the home games later in the season. I worry about some of those games, a few of those games actually, against some stronger opponents. Give me the first part of the schedule again.
The first part?
Yeah, first six.
First six? Home against Atlanta, at Green Bay, home against Oakland, at Chicago, at the Giants, and then home against Philadelphia.
So the Philly game and the Falcons game is the two games that I worry about the most. That's the reason why I definitely will say 9-7. Those are two games I will not touch with a 10-foot pole. And if I had to pick either win or lose, I'm going to have to say lose because they haven't proved to me that a healthy Falcons team is better than a healthy Vikings team. You forget, the Falcons have a pretty goddamn good running back of their own. And the Eagles, this is a Carson Wentz make or break year for him. Because I don't know if everybody knows this, that Carson Wentz, after this year, even though they signed that big-ass deal, they could cut ties with him without worrying about shit at the end of this year.
That's true.
So, as much as Carson Wentz is getting paid, this is make or break for the man. Eagles are dangerous. Falcons are dangerous. I don't think Minnesota has the tools to beat them.
And Julio
9-7.
Julio Jones will catch more than one touchdown before the midway point of the season this year.
Oh yeah. Toby says 9-7 too. He agrees with us. So
next up, we have the NFC North champions. We have the Chicago Bears.
Chicago
surprised everybody but us last year.
Exactly.
And today, the NFL named the best running back cores in the NFL. And tied for first were the Chicago Bears and the New England Patriots.
Yeah. Chicago really impressed me. My only worry about Chicago is that they did lose one running back. Outside of that,
they lost Benny Cunningham.
No, didn't they lose the other one?
No,
they still have Jordan Howard. It's the other one that they don't have, right?
No, the other one stayed.
He did?
Tariq
Cohen.
Yeah, he stayed.
So Cohen stayed? Okay, then we're good.
Yeah, let me because I believe he re-signed the contract.
Yeah. Remember, they were Cohen and Howard were the
I'll tell you one second.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk about him.
Yeah, so Cohen and Howard, dual-headed monster. Once Cohen got healthy, he was a lot better. Things actually clicked in a little bit more. The Bears, they were a defensive team first. Mitch Trubisky, scrambling quarterback, was just a machine. I said, I remember last year, I gave high praise for Mitch Trubisky. I told him, I said, I like him. I like Mitch Trubisky. I think he's a baller. I think that Mitch Trubisky is probably one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the NFL. And I gave a bunch of shit when they traded up for him, right? But I saw him.
You also got to remember he got exposed against New England last year.
Of course. Well, the Bears kind of got exposed. It didn't stop them much because defense wins championships, as you know.
So Tariq Cohen signed a 4-year extension with the Bears.
All right, so then we're good. So him and Jordan Howard are still there. We're straight on that.
And they finally got rid of that white kid, that wide receiver White, who only played like 2 games since being drafted.
Yeah, it was trash.
He's now on the Cardinals, which is good because he'll learn from Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, well, this is fine. I'm happy about that. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to what have the Bears learned last year that can translate into this year, and can they keep the same kind of consistency on the defensive side of the ball as they did last year? I think yes, without a shadow of a doubt. On the defensive side of the ball, I think the Bears are probably the most dangerous unit outside of the Rams defensive unit. And if you go historically, probably I want to say the 2000 Ravens unit, just because of sheer talent on the defensive side of the ball. The Bears haven't had that kind of defensive talent since the year that they went to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman at the helm.
Sorry.
But, hey, yes, I know that he went out with a cracked ass, okay? I remember it vividly.
Rex Grossman.
Yep. Just remember.
So, this is a very young team. Last year was probably the best thing that could have happened to them.
Yeah.
Because there were some games, yes, they got embarrassed in, but did they lose their swagger? No.
Well, they also proved that they could score a lot of points. See the Tampa Bay game last year. That was one game that they should have won, that they lost because they made some mental mistakes, but they proved that they can score with the best scoring teams.
And they lost because of Fitzmagic.
Yep. Fitzmagic is a motherfucker, ain't it?
And I hate to say that term.
It's true, though. It's true.
But this team has a lot of upside. If Khalil Mack stays healthy, the running backs stay healthy, this team is going to be a tough beat this season.
Yeah. I think they'll split their I think they'll split their I'll talk about the whole record, but I think they'll split, if not completely sweep their division.
I think they're going to go 4-2 in it. 4-2 or 5-1 in their division this year.
Yeah. Well, I figure they won't lose to the Lions twice. I don't think that the Lions can even beat them once.
They are playing in London this year.
Yeah. Which that's a weird one, but it really depends on who prep more.
All right, you ready? You ready for the schedule?
Yeah.
So the Chicago Bears, this is their 2019 schedule, okay?
Chicago.
The Chicago Bears start off at home against the Green Bay Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're at Denver, at Washington. Then they're back at home against Minnesota.
Yep.
Then they're at the Oakland Raiders in London.
Yep.
Then they come back from their bye week. They got home games against the Saints and the Chargers. Then they're at Philadelphia. then the home against Detroit, at the Rams, home against the Giants, at the Lions, home against the Cowboys, at the Packers, home against the Chiefs, at Minnesota. They have a revolving schedule the last half of the season.
Yes, they do. Which, as you should be able to expect from a team that went 12-4, 13-3. Was it 13-3?
No, 12-4.
12-4 is as you would expect. I mean, shit. When you're one of the best teams in the NFL, you're gonna have to eat some crow, right? That's
kind of the Patriots because they play in a weak division.
Yeah. Why you gotta go there?
Because the Patriots have the number 3 easiest schedule in the NFL because of the rest of the AFC East.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's the thing. People complain about it. It is not the Patriots' fault. It is the fault of the rest of the division because they cannot get better to get over the Patriots.
That's very true. With that said, Chicago still played majority of these same teams last year, and they still ended up 12-4. Outside of a few logistical changes, I think that they still go 12-4.
I'm taking 13-3. I'm sticking with the one I did last year because I think they got better.
Okay. I'll even up you one, and I'll say they'll make it to the NFC Championship game this year.
Yeah, I'm looking at a Bears-Patriots Super Bowl this year.
I'm looking at something a little different, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
I know you're looking at a 49ers-Patriots Super Bowl. I know, James. I know.
No, I can't even say that. I'll talk about my pick because they're coming up next week.
You're taking the NFC West team?
No, South.
South?
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about the Saints?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right,
we'll talk about that, though, later.
Now we're going to move on to the American Football Conference, where you would think last season we would be, because they're starting from the bottom to the top, you would think last season we'd be talking about the Cleveland Browns first. But no. We are talking about the team that finally fired their head coach. We are talking about the Cincinnati Bengals.
And how they've seemingly bungled this season already, sir.
Oh, yeah. AJ Green's already hurt.
Yeah. They've seemingly bungled this entire season already. They're at least going to be 0-8 off top.
Damn.
They say he's going to be out for 8 weeks, so shit.
I think that bye week is in there too, so.
0-8. Anyway. Already off top. But no, all jokes aside, the Bengals are the definition of the phrase trials and tribulations.
At least they got rid of their coach.
True. But
how do you take a team to the playoffs 11 years in a row, never make it out of the first round, and keep your job? Marvin Lewis, that's how. Marvin Lewis just walks in, I'm coaching next year. Pump.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What if the Bengals don't make the playoffs for the next 10 years?
I'm okay with that because Marvin Lewis is no longer there.
But what if this did?
You know why I'm okay with it too?
Why?
Because they still have Andy Dalton, the quarterback.
What if Andy Dalton be like, I'm sick of this shit and I'm sick of all y'all?
Then hopefully he goes and joins fucking David Carr in the Red Rocket, in the slot rocket, can sit out there and fish. Yes, I called him a slot rocket. So anyway, some of the people that they lost this offseason.
Yes.
They lost Jake Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
How do you lose both tight ends to the Buffalo Bills?
Discount. Double check.
Tyler Croft and Jake Fisher went to Buffalo.
Yep.
And Cedric Agabuhe went to the Jaguars. Tom Savage went to Detroit. And yeah, that's what they lost.
Yeah, well, Tom Savage was their backup QB.
They did sign John Miller from the Bills, B.W. Webb and Kerry Wynn,
Okay.
Justin Evans, and John Jerry.
Okay. Still,
They lost. Hold on. This is what I wanted to laugh at. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, Vontez Burfict and Antonio Bryant tried to kill each other.
Yep.
Now they both play for the Raiders.
Hey, some days when your rivals become your idols.
It's all bad, man. It's all
But the Bengals, I don't know. The Bengals, to me, now they're in rebuild mode. You can probably tell. I don't even have to listen to the schedule, and I would tell you they're probably going to end 2-14.
I'm still going to say the schedule.
Oh, you can go ahead. I knew you are, sir. Well, that's part of what we do here.
All right. Here we go.
Hey.
The 2019 Cincinnati Bengals. Their failures will begin very early in the season as they start the season at the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, God.
Followed up by being at home against the 49ers.
Yeet.
Then they're at Buffalo, at Pittsburgh. Those are two very winnable games for this Bengals team.
Pittsburgh is always going to be a violent bloodbath every time they go there.
Then they are at home against the Cardinals. Then they're at Baltimore, at home against Jacksonville. Then they go to London, where they play the Rams. Then they have their bye week. So I was wrong. Their first 8 weeks without AJ Green, they play every game.
Yeah, they're no. They're gonna be like 1-7 at the beginning of the season.
All right, so now for the bottom half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
This is AJ Green coming back if he feels like it. And keep in mind, they have 5 home games on the backside of their season.
Yeah.
So they're at home against Baltimore, at Oakland, at home against Pittsburgh, at home against the Jets, at the Browns, at home against New England, at Miami, then they finish off at home against the Browns. That's rough.
Especially going from the cold to the hot to the cold.
That is rough. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's all bad.
I'm trying to feel bad for him at this point.
Yeah, 2-14. 2-14.
I'm gonna go 4-12.
Yeah, 2-14.
I think they beat the Ravens once. I think they beat Pittsburgh. I don't think they beat the Browns. I think they beat the Jets, and they probably beat the Bills.
Yeah, probably. Okay, fine. You win this round, sir. You win this round.
So what'd you say? 2-14?
2-14.
All right. Next up, we are talking about the team that everybody in the world wants to do good and are a little scared of because they have put together the Golden State Warriors of the NFL in a little city known as Cleveland.
Browns.
So these are the players that they added since the end of last season. Anyway, first and foremost, Odell Beckham Jr.
Okay.
Then a backup quarterback by the name of Garrett Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
Demetrius Harris. Kareem Hunt, who cannot play till after week 6.
Of course.
Kareem Hunt's going to have fresh legs in the back half of the season.
Yes, and be a student of the game, too.
Eric Kosh, Kendall Lamb, Eric Murray, Sheldon Richardson, Jalen Strong, Adius Taylor, Oliver Vernon, and Brian Witzman.
Yeah, it's all bad. All good for the Browns, but all bad for everybody.
And their draft wasn't good. Was good too. They drafted Grady Williams, Sio Takaiiti, Shedrick Redwine, Mac Wilson, Austin Selbert, Drew Forbes, and Donnie Lewis Jr.
Yep. Their draft was actually legit. This is a resurgent year for the Browns. After everything that happened last year, we called that the Browns were good. We said we're going to cost the Pittsburgh Steelers a playoff spot. I want to go back and watch that show, but we called it. And I think explicitly, I called them going to the playoffs, but I said that the Browns were going to cause the Steelers to not be into playoffs.
So listen to this running back core, okay?
Okay.
Nick Chubb,
Yep.
Dontrell Hillard, Dearness Johnson, Duke Johnson, A.J. Waller, and Lamar Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And here's your wide receivers. Odell Beckham Jr., Antonio Callaway, Rashard Higgins, Blake Jackson, Jarvis Landry, Damian Ratley. This team is going to be nothing but fun to watch this year.
Oh, yeah. As long as they can put it together. That's the key. Can they put it all together in time?
Oh, let's not forget. Have you seen pictures of Myles Garrett recently?
Oh, yes, I have.
His shoulders are going to take up 2 people on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be dangerous.
And they got Sheldon Richardson.
Yep. They're going to be probably the most dangerous team in football. Let me look at. I want to see the schedule. Go ahead.
But first, I want to show some appreciation for a young man who everybody thought was going to be the next Johnny Manziel.
Oh Lord, yeah, I remember they really talked about this.
Baker Mayfield at the end of last season, after they fired their coach, came out and said, "Finally, we're going to have somebody who actually listened to us."
And listen, that they did. The Browns were fairly good.
What 6-2 at the end of the season last year?
Yep.
All right, so here's the schedule. I know you're interested in the schedule, so here we go.
Yes.
At home to start off the season against a very tough Tennessee Titans team.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're at the Jets, home against the Rams, at Baltimore, at San Francisco, home against Seattle. Then they got their bye week. After their bye week, they got to go for the game of the year at the New England Patriots. Then they're at Denver, home against Buffalo, home against Pittsburgh, home against Miami, at Pittsburgh, home against Cincinnati, at Arizona, home against Baltimore, and then at Cincinnati.
That Patriots game is going to dictate how the season goes. Whether they're going to be enough to confuse the Patriots enough, because the Patriots play fairly efficiently, right? But the Patriots are going to – Bill Belichick's going to throw everything at Baker Mayfield that Baker Mayfield can handle, and probably then some.
Well, they will be doing joint practices during this offseason.
Yeah. I think outside of that, though, the Browns' schedule looks exactly what we should be expecting from a team that was in the middle. You play some really good teams, play some really shitty teams. Hopefully you can improve on your record and see what happens.
And you're in a semi-decent division.
Yeah. And that division, they can easily go 4-2, either 5-1 in if they really push the envelope. With that said, I know Toby's already called 7-9.
I'm saying 12-4.
You're saying 12-4. Mm-hmm. I'm saying 11-5. 11-5.
All right. So now we're going to move on to the team whose owner said, yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers, remember, and I'm quoting the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, said, it's Ben Roethlisberger and his 52 children.
Look here.
So the Pittsburgh Steelers have issues. They lost their 2 best offensive players this offseason. And they are trying to let Ben Roethlisberger run everything in this franchise.
Yeah, that's what it is. Mike Tomlin gave him the green light to just kind of be him. And that's essentially what it is. It's kind of got that feeling. They're trying to make Ben Roethlisberger Peyton Manning-ish, Tom Brady-ish, that they're adamant about this being his team, quote unquote. Adamant about trying to make him the star and such, and you know what I'm saying? Like our franchise quarterback, we want him to be like make it like a good old boys club.
Okay, Can I just say this? You can't
Yes.
have a franchise quarterback who talks about retiring every year.
That's true. That's true. But I think that once he saw that Brady was going to play forever and get his championships and live his legacy, now Ben Roethlisberger is Mr. Me Too.
Okay, so you lose Marcus Gilbert, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Jesse James, and not only do you lose those four early in the offseason last year, you then trade Sammy Coates. You lose you get Ryan Switzer. You lose Marcus Gilbert. Dude,
What?
Sammy Coates was supposed to be Juju's helper.
Yeah. He was. He really was.
I'm going to say it right now. Juju Smith-Schuster is probably going to lead the league in yards this year.
Well, of course. He's basically replacing Antonio Brown's spot. He's becoming the number one.
And he's bigger. He's a bigger Antonio Brown.
Yeah, right.
But
You're right. You're exactly.
I'm looking at this lineup. Jesse James saved most of their games last year.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell, yes, he got hurt. And when James Conner came in, the Pittsburgh fan base is the reason Le'Veon Bell wanted out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And do you blame him?
No, not at all. I mean, the whole thing was it's like this, right? So the team aspect of it, when you say that one person is above all and is God, that makes it's a two-part thing. One, it devalues everybody else, right? But the second, and which I think is the most important thing, is that you're saying that he could get away with belittling or abusing your other players for the sake of saying that, oh, he's our number one guy. And I still have the Browns thing going up. What the hell? There we go. Sorry.
Yeah, because like Toby said, you look like you were trying to direct the plane.
Yes, because the lights were being turned off on me like they were shutting down the show for good.
They tried to AEW you.
Yes, I will never retire. Woo!
But I mean, I'm just looking at this roster and I'm like, what the fuck did you do to it?
Everything. Gutted that bitch. Fucked everybody else up on it.
Are you ready to hear their schedule?
Yes.
Week 1 at the New England Patriots.
Oh. Ooh. 0-1.
Week 2, home against the Seattle Seahawks. Week 3, at San Francisco. Week 4, home against Cincinnati. Week 5, home against Baltimore. Week 6, at the Chargers. Week 7 is the bye.
Hey,
and you
hey, you froze up on me. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
What up?
You froze up on me.
I'm here.
You froze up.
What was the last week?
I'm talking about, so after week 2?
Okay, so
week
back
2.
to week 2?
Yeah.
All right, week 2 was Seattle Seahawks.
That's what I say, 0-2.
All right, then they're at San Francisco.
0-3.
Then they're home against Cincinnati, home against Baltimore.
Okay, 1-3. I actually think 2-3.
2-3.
Yep.
At the Chargers.
I'm predicting no Melvin Gordon being there, so 3-3.
All right, then they have their bye week.
Yep.
Then they have 3 straight home games: Miami, Indianapolis, and the Rams.
I think they can win 2 of those games. So 5-4.
I think they can only win one of those games, and that's the game against Miami.
I think that
Indy's going to be better this year.
Indy is going to be better. So I don't think that's the second game. The Rams have a major problem, and we have to talk about that in 2 weeks.
Okay. Then they're at Cleveland, at Cincinnati, home against Cleveland, at Arizona, home against the Bills, at the Jets, and they finish the season at Baltimore.
Yeah. That sounds a lot like 7-9.
It's 7-9?
Yes.
I say 6-10.
We got to put a nail in the coffin. We got to put a nail in the coffin on Mike Tomlin's career as a head coach for the Philadelphia.
So me and you both think Mike Tomlin's getting fired after the season.
Yeah, we got to put the axe in. Toby said 3-12-1.
Yeah, Ty. Remember, we haven't been playing ties in this yet. We haven't had no ties yet.
No, not oddly enough.
So next up, we are going to be talking about the AFC North Kings of last year, the comeback kids, LeVar, whatever the fuck his name is.
Lamar Jackson.
LeVar Jackson's favorite play is the read option. The Baltimore Ravens, who are Joe Flacco-less for the first time in a decade.
Here's your news flash for the day. So everybody talks about, Colin Kaepernick, he'll never make it in a conventional offense. He'll never make it anywhere else in the NFL. Oh, there's just one problem. So the guy that coached his whole entire offense is coaching Lamar Jackson's offense. That's how they got to the playoffs last year, by the skin of their fucking teeth.
They're not making the playoffs this year. That's all I'm going to say.
You don't think they're going to make the playoffs?
I think only one team comes out of the AFC North this year, and it's Cleveland.
See, I want to agree with you, but because only the Patriots are coming out of the AFC East.
Yep.
And so I think
Kansas City and the Chargers are coming out of the West.
Okay. That's 3.
So you got Kansas City, New England, Cleveland. I'm having an aneurysm.
You forget the South. The South is trash.
These are very forgettable. No, you're going to have the Colts and the Titans coming out of the South.
Yeah, that's a rough one. I don't know. We'll talk about
that. Or even
that.
The Texans.
We'll talk about. I think the Texans going to own that division for years to come.
That's next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week.
So the Baltimore Ravens, they lost Joe Flacco.
Yeah, and Terrell Suggs retired.
Basically kept everybody else.
Yeah.
With the exception of Michael Crabtree.
Crabtree left and Terrell Suggs retired. That was it. So we're coming in with
Terrell Suggs is playing somewhere next year.
Oh, yeah, he is. That's right. I forgot about that.
He is playing. Terrell Suggs will be playing for the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That is right. So
I think, I'm just going to say it right now, the Baltimore Ravens got lucky last year. They got lucky Baker Mayfield did not start earlier in the season.
Okay, I'll give you that. However, I got to hear their schedule. So I like Lamar Jackson. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I think they are not as talented as people are making them out to be, like the rest of the team. Their running backs are pretty decent. But the lack of – see, the reason why the Niners stuff works so well is because they had a good number 1 receiver and they had a really good tight end. They have neither of those this time around.
Give me a second.
Oh, you take your time, sir.
All right, go ahead and ramble for a minute.
So basically, my thought is that you're running the Greg Roman offense. That in itself in that division, without another year to kind of observe it to try and figure out the things that they're doing differently with Lamar Jackson as opposed to Colin Kaepernick, that should get you some wins alone. But grinding out a playoff win is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be rough. So I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, they hit a sign in the thing. They have to call play safety and all that.
But we're going to go over the schedule just a second.
Because it's not quality, right?
Lamar Jackson, I like Lamar. I think he's all right. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be a great quarterback in the NFL. Yeah, I think unlike Kaepernick, there's some things that he can change. Some things that'll make him a lot better. Some things that'll make him
damage the car.
easier like easier to work with, right? As opposed to Colin Kaepernick. He reads off better. He does options better, things like that. So we'll have to check it out.
I would just call claims and ask them if they want to go over there.
So while he's doing that, we're gonna grab the schedule real quick. We're definitely gonna grab the schedule. Oh snap!
Okay, yeah, just don't call claims here if they want to do anything about it.
Ravens schedule.
All right, I got the schedule right here, bud.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
All right, so they're at Miami, home against Arizona, at Kansas City, home against Cleveland, at Pittsburgh, home against Cincinnati, at Seattle. They start one of those revolving door schedules for the first 7 weeks.
So I can see a win against the Cardinals, probably. I could see them a win against the Dolphins, probably. I don't see them beating the Chiefs.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Seattle.
I think they could probably beat Cleveland once, not twice.
Is that Cleveland is at home, and I know they're at Baltimore that game. Okay.
Yeah. So the Patriots game is going to be a rough one. Texans game for sure.
They're at home against New England, at Cincinnati, at home against Houston, at the Rams, at home against the Niners, at Buffalo, at home against the Jets, at Cleveland, at home against Pittsburgh. I believe they're the only team that does not have consecutive road and home games.
That's true. I think so too. That's going to be rough for a team that made the playoffs last year. They're still getting their legs under them. Like I said, it's not whether I think Lamar Jackson is good. I think he's great. But I don't think he's as great as everybody else is making him out to be. Not right now. With that said, if you were to ask me for a record right now, I said if we're going to do a record, I say 8-8.
All right, I'm going to go with 9-7.
Okay.
They're both reasonable records.
Yeah.
Their division is a bloodbath, just like the NFC North. When they play each other, you never know who's actually going to come out on top.
They're going to have to get their wins outside of their division. Let's just call a spade a spade.
Yeah, and having people like New England and Kansas City and Seattle on your schedule is tough.
When you got the entire NFC West and the AFC East, that's not a good look. And so
but I did give them a winning record. I think they'll go 9-7. I think they missed the playoffs because my wild card teams come out of the two divisions that we're talking about over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, it's fair. I like it. We'll write it down in the books.
I have it.
Any bold predictions, sir?
I still made the one from last week. I said Cleveland makes it to the AFC Championship game. Bold prediction, we already talked about it. The Pittsburgh Steelers have their worst season under Mike Tomlin, and Ben Roethlisberger retires, and Mike Tomlin gets fired.
All right. I'll take that one.
A complete reboot of the Pittsburgh Steelers, basically.
I think that Baker Mayfield wins MVP.
Okay.
And I'm talking about like almost unanimously. I think Baker Mayfield has a second-year career only dreams were made of.
So, to let you know about Terrell Suggs, you know how the Ravens wrote him off?
Mm-hmm.
He just ran a 40 time, 2.2 seconds faster than his college 40 time.
That's just nasty.
So with him and Chandler Jones in that defensive backfield is going to be scary in Arizona.
Yeah, it's going to be all bad. I can't wait to talk about the West. There's so much to talk about the West. But next week we got to talk about that dirty.
Yep, the dirty South.
All right.
We're both the AFC and NFC. One of the divisions could have a winning team that has a losing record.
Yes, it's happened before.
Hi, Carolina. We're looking at you.
Any last words before we bounce up out tonight, sir?
Nope. Last words for me are I haven't been gaming much. I've been tired. So I will be hardcore recording shit soon for the channel. And Yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, I'm spitting out ice. This has been a wonderful, wonderful episode of the Overtime Sports Show, NFL Preview Edition. We're going to try and come back to you next Wednesday as long as Phil.
Wednesday, I will be there because I'm actually taking next Thursday and Friday off, so I don't have to go to bed early.
Woohoo! Yes. There we go. So we're going to make this happen next weekend, next Wednesday night. I hope to see y'all there. Other than that.
Okay, one more thing.
Yeah, yes.
Try and get better at Ultimate Alliance 3 so we can actually make some headway.
Hey, I am trying to get better.
You died 15 times in the tutorial, sir.
Hey, shit happens. Anyway,
it's a tutorial.
I learned how to die. Thank you very much.
You learned how to die? It is Ultimate Alliance, not Dark Souls, okay?
I didn't know that we could revive people. I thought that once they were dead, they were dead. Had I known that, I would have only died like 5 times. Okay, but it's still. Just leave me alone.
He has warped your fragile little mind.
Yes, I know. It's all good. But other than that, sir.
You know what? I think this is the first NFL show where I did not sing.
Well, until next week, that's your boy Big Sin over there. I'm the boy Hollywood J. Mark right here.
See you real soon. K-E-Y. Why? Because we love you. M-O-U-S. Fuck you.
And we out this bitch. Deuces.